All right. So this was not my plan for the evening, but I decided to just spend a little bit of time here on Zoom talking about what I started about 2 years ago that many of you may not know about. So I was kind of stuck in my house building parachutes, trying to figure out a way to teach people how to skydive without actually being out on the road. And so I discovered this thing called Mighty Networks, which is kind of like a mini Facebook, but it's private. And only the members actually get to see the posts. Only members get to participate in the live Zoom sessions, which I started off with one. And then there was more people. I added a second one. And then I've got three now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do live sessions and we talk about all kinds of stuff, you name it. And so the whole point, obviously, is for me to be able to reach out to all drop zones simultaneously, in theory. And we record every session, which means that if you don't like the way your hair looks, you might want to turn off your camera, or at least let me know to like edit your face out of it or something. But it's not public that, so I don't put those videos on YouTube unless everybody's cool with it. And sometimes I will take sort of snippets that's just me talking. Because I realize at the end of a little section that this is something everybody needs to hear about. And, I certainly have my allegiance to the people that join the network. However, I kind of want to help everybody, So, and so you will see some of those on my YouTube channel. But let me give you a little bit of a tour. So this is the Mighty Networks. So the only people that get to see this are folks that are members. That's why I figure this is kind of the best way to do it. So we actually have a feed with things that people commented or some they like to post or something. We actually can communicate with folks directly, and you don't have to just talk to me. This is a network. The whole point is to have a community of people who are fascinated with skydiving. So this is the landing page, so we've got different articles that maybe I'll sort of flag it as super important. Everybody should, and you can certainly scroll down and see the most recent posts. You can also there's the discovery button, which has a sort of different view where you can see the members, the people that are sort of busiest on the network. There's quite a few of them that have been here for a couple of years, like every session. They don't miss a week. And so if you click on, for instance, live group sessions, you'll see all the the dates, and the members help me out and sort of jot down the topics sometimes, especially really important topics. So this goes on and on and on. It dates way back. And each of these sessions is minimum 1 hour. I mean, most of the time it's closer to an hour and a half. So we have all that stuff, but that's not all. So navigation and accuracy, there's a series of articles. There's also short videos. Often people would just send me a note within the Mighty Networks area and just say, hey, Brian, I have a question that, maybe when you get around to it, you can talk about this topic. And I'll just, like this, I'll just talk to a webcam and tell the story that they're wanting me to tell. And that'll, again, be private only for the folks that join the network. Improving your landings, flight maneuvers, skydiving's question and answer. That's a really wide open grouping of questions. Hang harness applications. Community conversations can be about whatever you want. The head stuff, the mind game, I call that. Articles, lots of articles, parachute design stuff, because for those who don't know me, I've been designing parachutes for more than 25 years. A lot of VR simulated skydives, teaching a variety of concepts, jumping into a variety of virtual drop zones that are very realistic. If you have seen some of those videos on YouTube, obviously I spread the word on some of that stuff already on the open market. Ground launching. So you can see this sort of goes on and on and on. And then you have the events page. So we have a basic one that's Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock, which is anybody that wants to come, that wants to talk about basic stuff is welcome. However, the focus is deliberately on the fundamentals. We found that the group that's been coming around, just every single Thursday night, that was the first session, they we have sort of evolved the conversation above, the fundamentals, and we come back around to those ideas, sure, but we also get into much more complicated advanced ideas. So that's where I started the Tuesday night thing just a few weeks ago. People seem to really like it. And then we have a European time zone. So East Coast of the US at 1:30 in the afternoon is open for a lot of folks in Europe, not everybody, but at least this way you can do it after you get home from work. But I only do them in English. Sorry. So, and then we have the Thursday Night Live, which is usually the biggest group, but I mean we're talking about mostly like maybe 10 people, 8 to 10 people. And don't forget, if you can't make it, that's fine, because you can just click on the link after I upload that video, and I'll often do edits where I add additional material to that discussion. And I think you'll find that that alone, if all you can do is just watch these discussions. I mean, we think that we understand up to a certain point, and then we have this dark zone that we know we don't understand it. But when you have other people asking questions, you start to really illuminate the questions that you would have asked if you'd thought of them. So that's what's so cool about this. I think you'll love it. So although I probably should be charging a buttload more for it, it's just $25 a month. And there's no limit on how many meetings you can come to. I mean, okay, there's only 3 a week, but still that's 12 meetings a month. Unless there's some unusual circumstance where I have to cancel, that's very rare. I mean, if you come to 1 meeting a month, I think you'll find it's very, very worth it. If you just watch the videos, you'll still find that it's worth it. And if you feel like you need some more personal attention above and beyond what can happen in these discussions, that's fine, because you can actually get it in a higher level tier, which is $69 a month, and then you get all that stuff, but you also get a one-on-one with me. And yes, I should charge more than that, but whatever. I just want to help everybody, and I understand there's lots of folks that don't have a whole lot of money. You're just scraping your nickels together just to get on the loads. And like I've said many times before, I want to help everybody. So I hope that you guys get a chance to check this stuff out and join us on Mighty Networks. I'll put an invite link at the bottom of this video after I'm done being live. But basically, I actually have to invite you, otherwise you can't join. So I think that it's one of the best ideas I've had in a long time. I mean, it wasn't really my idea. I just sort of jumped on the bandwagon of this Mighty Networks movement, so that I can help people become better skydivers, especially at the beginning of this sport. The first, a couple hundred jumps is really overwhelming. I know, it's complicated. And we all get so immersed in free fall because it's cool, it's styling, it's stuff you can put on YouTube and look cool, but it doesn't save your life. I mean, to a certain degree, pulling, okay, yeah, that sort of saves your life, but it's a pretty straightforward thing. And free falls, I mean, certainly hard to teach the finer points of it, no doubt. But when you really get into the complexity of canopy flight, of navigation, and of flying in turbulence, and how to hit a target, how to hit a field off the drop zone, that stuff requires a big story. And so that's why I do what I do. And yes, I do a lot of free stuff, well over 500 videos on YouTube. So you can't say I haven't put out enough stuff to help just for the free market. But I also have, in addition to this Mighty Networks group thing, which I urge everybody to join, it really is a steal, no joking. Also, on adventurewisdom.com, you will find a lot of videos, and many people already know about that. That's something that Laura and I put together a long time ago, like 10 years or something, where we started putting together. First one was No Sweat, the Parachute Packing Made Easy video. And then we added more and more and more, sort of piling on. You finish a series of videos and go, okay, that was great, but what else do they need to know? What else will my kids need to know when they grow up and start jumping? Because they're awfully close now already. I mean, my boys are already, Joshua's almost 13 years old. They're both flying parachutes and speed wings, in a ground launching sort of a situation, and kiting. They fly it in the wind tunnel. They know how to cut away and dump their reserve. They know how to pull. So now what? That's why I did this stuff, at least in part, It was to sort of put together a library information, not just for my kids, obviously, but for all of you who are struggling to figure out the information with, busy instructors. I understand you want to, nail them down, but they're running off to go do another tandem or another video, or they got some other student and they got to save their life. So I figured if I put together all these videos and the tests that go along with them on Adventure Wisdom, at least this way we can knock back, the darkness a little bit, and reduce the risks in this absolutely amazing sport. Nothing better, is there? So I hope to see you all on Mighty Networks at the Brian Germain Coaching Network. And please check us out on Adventure Wisdom. The books and videos will really be a game changer for you. All right. Well, thank you very, very much, and have a wonderful evening.